Hello and welcome to the first round of the playoffs for NPL Season 6. We are taking on Trev, who we beat quite handily in Week 4, but there were mitigating circumstances that week that he had very, very little time to prep, and I had a mon that just completely bodied him. Unfortunately, I got rid of that mon, which is an excellent decision if I do say so myself. It clearly couldn't have gone wrong. And yeah, so the fact that we don't have Curum and the fact that he has his own Curum now, and he's done a number of trades, stuff like this. Braviarys has joined his team. They make his team quite scary to face, in all honesty. And yeah, not in a fun way for me, because pardon me. His Curum in particular has an amazing matchup versus me. It's straight up 1 or 2 shots, everything on my team, and there's not really anything I can do about it. Something like ICMZ Freeze Shock, that's just a kill. I'm starting off the game a mon down if that is the case. I absolutely cannot switch into it, and yeah. Oh, by the way, the matchup for this week is we are facing Megadancy, Registeel, Necrozma, Rotom Heat, Lomomola, Curum Black, Mantine, Dragalge, Kamala, Mesprit, and a Selgor. And I'll put a little box over his face in order to show you guys what we're facing. Now, there are some mons that I just know for a fact are not coming. Things like the Lomomola, things like the Mantine, I can take full advantage of how passive they are, and I'm at my best when I'm playing against someone who's just trying to stall me out. And Trev knows that, and I think he just didn't want to bring things like the Lomomola and the Mantine. And obviously, like, he doesn't want to bring them because I have things like Circuitry, I have things like Kartana. It's just not really worth it. So when I came for building this week, I decided double choice beasts is a good way of trying to clean up his team. Choice Scarf Kartana to try and clean up late game, and Choice Specs Circuitry to spam Volt Switch because he does not have a ground immunity, and the only thing that can really switch in on it are his 2 dragons, Dragalge and Curum B, and I have ways of pressuring both of them. Now that's not to say that I can switch into either of them, but I have ways of pressuring both of them on my team. And I decided, first of all, sorry there's no team builder for this week, I'm just deciding to keep a couple things to myself. It might not be worth it, but I might also get a surprise win from it, so yeah. This is Double Scarf, Kartana, and Mantine. I'm not giving away EV spreads, obviously. Spec Circuitry, it does have a bit of bulk in it. An Alolan Persian with Nasty Plot, enough speed to outspeed the Mega Diancie. A Calm Mind Iron Defense Slowking with max HP, max defense, and a Yachi Berry Donphan with max HP, max attacks, and Head Smash, so that well, the idea behind that was that I could be 1v1 with Donphan versus Curum. He goes for the Ice Beam or something, and I actually live because of Yachi and can kill it back with the Head Smash. Or maybe not kill because Curum B is very bulky, but do a hefty chunk of damage anyway. So yeah, I actually brought a Alolan Persian because it outspeeds everything on his team aside from the Selgor, which obviously did come. And it does have decent coverage versus him, just in terms of Dark on its own is decent coverage. His only defense against Dark is Mega Diancie, and that does take a huge amount from Hidden Power Steel. So yeah, that and my Slowking are my 2 setup ways of trying to win the week, with Double Scarf is to try and clean up, and a Spec Circuitry to try and break his team, Rocks on Donphan because rocks. So yeah, that was the idea of the team, and I'm just going to show you guys how it went, and I'll put a link at the start of the battle so that people know to skip to the 5 or so minute mark, because Jesus, we've been talking about this for a while. I should also mention, and I'm sorry about this because I just realized I didn't mention it before. I was actually really afraid of something like the Rotom Heat coming. I didn't anticipate it because I do have things like the Tyrantrum, like the Mega Altaria that could deal with that, but I was thinking the team that I brought in particular, it wasn't very solid versus Rotom, and so that was one of the big mons that I was fearing at the start, and it was a relief to not see it on the screen, although of course, you know, Kyurem. I actually didn't anticipate Reality coming this time because of Kyurem. Didn't think he wanted to stack on the dragon types that much, but I was wrong. Ooh, that's a long breath. So yeah, let's just show you guys what happened, and I'm going to take it slow. He leads off with Kyurem as I anticipated, and at the start of the game I thought, okay, he has brought the Registeel, he's also brought Dragalge, and he's gotten a Selgor there. Now, what I'm thinking is he's going to lead with one of his fat things or his Selgor. The reason I thought that was because I thought he's probably going to be bringing some sort of hazards on those three mons. Spikes on the Selgor, Rocks on Registeel, and T-Spikes on Dragalge. And if he does lead with any of those three, I can just lead off with Xurkitree, fire off a Specs Volt Switch on the Dragalge, or Specs T-Bolt on the Registeel, Specs Volt Switch on the Selgor as well, I guess, and bring them down low, and then take advantage, get the momentum, and just kill them off with one of my other Pokemon, go into Donphan to Rapid Spin away the hazards from the slower two, or kill off of obviously the Selgor with my Diamanitan. But instead he chooses to lead off with Kyurem. So that tells me that it's not going to be a Sash Selgor, which makes sense. Like, looking at my team, a Selgor bodies me. And he just decides to go for the Outrage turn 1. Now, I have got a bit of bulk on my Xurkitree, and that was a roll heavily in my favour. And here, Specs Dazzling Gleam just kills off the Kyurem because Kyurem is a massive threat to me. I did not want to try and deal with the Kyurem at all, and whenever it was in against me, I was basically just going to attack it, even if I was going to lose momentum due to a Registeel switch or whatever. Here, I do decide to just preserve my Xurkitree. It's useful for a sack later on, and I can go straight into my Donphan and just set up my rocks here. Because, I mean, yeah, it's my Donphan, I can just set up my rocks. As he chooses to go out into his Selgor here, as here he goes for the Life Orb Energy Ball, I believe. No, he goes for Life Orb Bug Buzz. I do have Study, so even if it was Energy Ball, I would have lived it. And I decide I want to kill off the Selgor, and I go for Head Smash. It takes my Donphan with it, which means rocks are up, and so Xurkitree is not going to be able to come back in ever. But I'm going to be happy to take that trade. Rocks are on his side of the field, they hurt him as well as me, and here I can just go out into Xurkitree, sack it off to the rocks, as I can see what he wants to go out into, let Xurkitree go down, and then go out into something that has got a good matchup versus Dragalge. And here I decide to actually go out into my Alolan Persian. Because Alolan Persian, typically you wouldn't run it offensively, but I just decided to go for a Snarl, see what he wants to do. If he wants to go for a Draco Meteor, the Snarl will mean that he's incredibly weakened for the next time, and if he goes for the Toxic Spikes, which he does, this means I can actually Nasty Plot up here, because I anticipate him to go for it again, and we can just go for another Snarl. I'm gonna run out of breath soon. So Dragalge goes down to the Snarl, as you can see, like it did 33% before, it's obviously going to do a lot afterwards. This is Technician Persian, by the way, so Snarl is like 85 base power. As it goes out into Diancie, I heavily anticipate to switch into Registeel here, but the potential risk of losing my Persian and the potential reward of killing off the Diancie are very high for me. And on top of that, the Registeel can't actually kill me in one hit, so I can fire off at least 2 hits on the Registeel. Yeah, so I just decided to go for the Hidden Power Steel straight away. He could have doubled into Diancie again here, but I wouldn't have if I was him, because Snarl would have done a lot. I do get a crit with that Snarl, as he goes for the Iron Head, does 38% to me. That crit kind of mattered, and I'm going to explain that as best I can. Registeel, I was not really that afraid of Registeel, but the crit means that Registeel now cannot take hits from my Kartana. whereas before it could, obviously. And I've seen that it's not got leftovers, so that means that Kartana can definitely kill it with a Leaf Blade. And here, it's actually a roll to kill things like the Necrozma. It's about 30% roll in my favour. 30% roll in my favour. A 30% roll not in my favour, but a 30% roll nonetheless. And I decide to... like, if the Snarl didn't crit, I probably would have gone for another Snarl, taking the Registeel down with me. And then tried to go out into something like my Diamanitan, scare out the Dian, see if it came in, and just probably go for U-turn on the Necrozma. But instead, I go out into Persian, and here, because he's so low and I don't want to give him the opportunity of a free switch when I can go out into Kartana and try and just win the game, I go for a nasty plot. Just letting the Registeel kill me off with the Iron Head. I would have died to a Life Orb turn there. If I wouldn't have, then I wouldn't have gone for it there. And here I can, of course, just go out into Kartana and just click a Leaf Blade. I am adamant Kartana. This is a massively offensive threat. This is literally the highest possible attack stat you can have in the game. Just on raw attack. Like, Diamanitan's Sheer Force boosted Flare Blitz will do more, but +1 Leaf Blade from Adamant Scarf Kartana does 85% of the Necrozma. We nearly get the roll, and we did of course have the extra crit chance, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. And here I make a stupid, and I go hard into my Slowking. Now my Slowking can easily deal with any Diancie set that he could bring, but I just decide to hard switch in my Slowking. It was stupid. Very, very stupid of me, and the next few turns I'm very much not proud of, because there are a series of bad misplays. As he goes into his Diancie here. Now I'm under Trick Room. I don't have Water Stab, which is, unfortunate. But I decide to go out into my Diamanitan here, as we take the Moonblast to the face. Which we do. Because we are Scarf, he knows we are Scarf, or he suspects we are Scarf. He feels no reason to not just stay in and go for another Moonblast here, which he does. As Diamanitan then goes down. And here, I go back out into my Slowking, take the rocks, and I go for a Psyshock, thinking, okay, if I can 2-hit KO this thing, which I couldn't because of that Psyshock damage as you just saw, and then Scarf Kartana can clean up. But then he goes for a Rock Polish. Oh, I'm in a bad position here. Now Slowking can't live a Moonblast. He goes for Diamond Storm and misses, as I can get off a rest, as I am a Resto Chesto Slowking. Now, to clarify a very, very little bit there. I was max HP, max defense Slowking. That was essentially a 50-50 roll, but he missed. And he missed the next one as well, as you've just seen. So that's very unfortunate for him. Like, it completely killed his chances of winning the game. Moonblast would have definitely killed me, but because of how Spadef Slowking normally are, I could understand that play. But then after the game, he also mentioned he saw it take a Dark Pulse from Necrozma. So he actually choked himself by going for the Moonblast, because he could have just seen, okay, Dark Pulse did that much, how much Spadef is that? Oh, that's just max HP, 0 Spadef. Moonblast will definitely kill. You can see, like, the Diamond Storm calc there just did 35%, which obviously would not have killed me. As we managed to get the 2-hit KO with the Psyshock from there, and Slowking wins us the game. Now, the reason I say that that was such a terrible misplay on my end was because on the turn that I went into my Diamanitan first, as he went for Moonblast, I could have very, very easily rested. I should have rested, and then after resting, I could have gone for a Calm Mind. It would have meant that I wouldn't be 2-hit KO'd by the Moonblast, and I could have 2-hit KO'd him with the Psyshock, prevented him from getting the Rock Polish up if he wanted to kill off my Slowking, and then as a result of that, won the game that way. And then even if the Slowking got crit or something, we'd have the ability to just go out into Kartana or out into Diamanitan and kill off the Mega Diancie. So yeah, that was a pretty bad choke on my end, in all honesty. But because he didn't calc with the Necrozma earlier, it meant that it didn't end up mattering that much. So yeah, we're into the semi-finals of NPL Season 6, and we're going to be playing either Gypsy or Seb. They've not played as of the recording of this video, and I wish them both luck. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.